Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another new video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the other seasonal weapon that got added with Act 3. It is actually a stasis rocket launcher, the Heretics Ferver. We're going to talk about what are some of the best perks that you can get on this weapon, what are the perks that you should be looking for if you're looking for a god roll, and like always, the most important thing, is the weapon actually even good? Should you actually spend some time and try to get some rolls for this stasis rocket launcher? And I gotta tell you, this thing has some bangers. Absolute fucking banger rolls. Come on, just look at this. Yes, this is a roll you can actually get in the game right now. I spent like 5 minutes just laughing at this roll when I saw it. I could not fucking believe it. This is a roll that's actually in the game right now. And if you're trying to get a good version of this rocket, this is actually what you can get. Now, this weapon is an aggressive frame stasis rocket, and we actually haven't had a stasis rocket in a while, especially if we did not decided to go into that godforsaken dungeon. Then we definitely have not seen a stasis rocket in a while. But as an aggressive frame rocket, this one is pretty okay. Like, the damage on it is not bad. It is definitely not the meta rockets, but it can definitely put in some pretty great damage as an aggressive frame. There's not much to say about the rocket. I mean, it is a rocket, so let's focus on the things that matter, which are the perks. We're gonna go through most of the perks on both slots, but pretty much just focus on the ones that matter, the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for anyways. You guys are trying to get the best rolls, so I'll make sure to just kind of focus on that. But let's not waste any more time, let's get into the perks, and let's start off with perk 1. So this is the first row of perks right here. We have Field Prep, Auto-Loading Holster, Rhyme Stealer, Tracking Module, Lone Wolf, the GOAT Quick Draw, and then lastly Slide Shot. And the main three that we're gonna talk about are gonna be Field Prep, Auto-Loading Holster, and also Slide Shot. So let's start off with Field Prep, and Field Prep is gonna be pretty great just because it increases your reserves. So you're able to carry more rockets, and you can even reload them faster, meaning that if you're doing damage with this weapon, you're gonna be able to get rockets out there faster and without having to like run like a loader. You will just automatically reload the rocket faster. So this one's gonna be pretty good. You can never go wrong with Field Prep. Now our second option is gonna be Auto-Loading Holster. This is gonna automatically reload your weapon when it's stowed. So you shoot your rocket, start doing damage with another weapon, and whenever you need your rocket again, it'll be ready. It is pretty good, maybe not as good as some of the other options we have now, but it's still pretty decent. And the final perk is going to be Slide Shot, which is going to let you reload the weapon whenever you slide. And the great thing about Slide Shot is that it has a very short cooldown in between activations. It's like 0.3 seconds, so you can actually proc this thing just over and over again and never really have to like manually reload your weapon as long as you keep sliding. You can actually get so many rockets out there without having to reload. The only problem is that you do have to like essentially slide all over the place. For some activities, it's not that bad just going around and sliding with your rocket, but for some other ones, like group DPS, when there's a bunch of people standing still with rockets, maybe not the greatest idea to be sliding all over the place, because you might actually end up getting somebody killed. So Slide Shot definitely has some potential on rockets, but it's definitely very situational. You don't want Slide Shot all the time. I would say probably of the three, the best one would have to be Field Prep, just because it gives the reload and the extra rockets, and you can pretty much just use it in any situation. But I know those three perks are gonna be pretty good, and they're the ones that you're gonna be looking for in this slot. Now for the second perk, these are going to be the options that we have. We have Choke Clip, Explosive Light, the GOAT Quick Draw. Yes, we have Quick Draw in this slot again. Bolt for Weapon, Frenzy, Bipod, and then lastly Harmony. And there's actually not really that many good choices here. Basically the main two that you're going to be looking for, it's going to be either Explosive Light or Bipod. Explosive Light is going to give you some more front loaded damage, so if you want like most of your damage to be at the beginning of the DPS phase, then go with an Explosive Light. This also works if it's like a shorter DPS phase where you could only get a couple of rockets out there, then Explosive Light could actually work very well. And Bipod is gonna be for more rockets and more total damage, but spread over in a longer amount of time. So it will take you a lot longer to get that damage out there, but you will get more total damage out there with Bipod. Bipod is also very good for activities where there's a lot of champions, since you can just have so many rockets that you pretty much always have rockets for champions. Think of stuff like GMs, but then Explosive Light is also very good for GMs because it does a lot of damage all at once, so it's also very good at taking out champions. So both of these perks are actually going to be really good. I kind of like Explosive Light a little bit more than Bipod, but like I said, they're both going to be pretty good and a pretty solid choice for this weapon. But now that we took a look at the perks, now let's actually talk about some god rolls. And the very first god roll is the legendary double quick draw. Should I even say more? Now for the other god rolls, you can actually use like mix and match some of the perks we talked about. Any of these rolls are actually going to work. Field Prep with Explosive Light, Auto-Loading with Explosive Light, Bipod with Field Prep, Bipod with Slice Shot. All of those are going to be fantastic. So you can really mix and match. As long as you have both of those perks, or one of the perks in the slots that we talked about, it's going to be a pretty good roll. And also Slice Shot plus Bipod. I definitely want to see what these things can do. But those are the god rolls that I recommend that you go for on this weapon. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think about this weapon. What roll are you going to be going for with this weapon, if you're actually going to want to go for it. And just kind of let me know that in the comments below. This is definitely a very interesting rocket. I would say that it's a pretty decent stasis rocket, especially since we don't really have too many, if you don't count the dungeon one, because I know not everyone has the dungeon. So I'm very happy that we got a pretty decent one, and I'm sure that this one's gonna be pretty useful for whenever we need a stasis rocket for something. So I definitely recommend that if you end up getting a good one, definitely save it. It's not really like my top priority of like the seasonal weapons, but it's definitely one that you always want to check and see if you have a good one. But anyways, with that we're gonna end up today's video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did, dislike if you didn't, subscribe to the channel in case you guys aren't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone, have a good rest of your day. Peace.